Chelle. Hello, Ave. This is my first time ever submitting to for portfolio review. There you go. I recently graduated with a degree in 3D animation. My goal is to break into the industry as a 3D artist for either games or films. Ideally, I would love to be a stylized character artist, but I'm worried that it might be tough for me to break in as a character artist, and I'm wondering if I should include more props and environments in my portfolio. Overall, I would love your feedback and suggestions for improvement. Thanks for this opportunity. Let's take a look, Chelle. Nice. Nice. I'm not going to open the ones that have a little bit of nudity. The other day, we got bad, well, not bad, but we got a strike on TikTok because of the short that I did about, like, Renaissance sculptures. And there were a couple of sculptures that were, you know, showing some anatomy. And we got, like, a warning and a strike. It's like, what the hell, man? It's art. Anyway, yeah, this looks nice. Definitely your more recent work, like this guy right here, looks very, very nice. Let's take a look at your breakdowns to see if there's breakdowns. Nice. Definitely stylized. A little bit on the dense side right there. I'm not sure if you're doing this for games or for movies. It kind of looks like for movies because you're using XGen. Oh, you did integrate it onto the Unreal. Okay, so it might be a little bit dense. I mean, AAA characters nowadays can definitely get that high. It's great that you were able to integrate it all the way into Unreal. That's awesome. Nice. Some procedural materials right there. Yeah, this is pretty cool. No, this is a great project. Nice breakdowns. The only thing that I would have loved to see is the big hair. But I understand why you were going for like a more, it's like stylized realistic. It's a little bit on the middle. But yeah, this is a good project, Chelle. Very nice project. Definitely portfolio worthy. This one, Tara, Overwatch. Careful with the metal edgeware. Again, that's another very common thing. You did polish it a little bit, but I think like it just looks a little bit flat. I'm not sure if it's just me. You guys are gonna tell me here on the chat if you agree. But I feel like the textures look a little bit flat. And Overwatch, Overwatch is not hand painted. They do use PBR stuff, so I would probably push the roughness and some of the stuff up a little bit more to really like show that difference in materials. Like I remember Tracer looks very shiny in multiple parts. Widowmaker, Diva, right? Like they all look shiny on some of the elements. And in this one, I feel like you were going for like a hand painted look, and I don't really see the material difference that much. And that's what makes it look a little bit weird. Topology-wise, there's a couple of loops here that I don't particularly agree with. Not the end of the world. Again, I've seen topology like this. I normally like to make the first couple of loops flow towards the mouth, and then the other loops flow towards the outside of the face. But that's just like being super neat peaky. Yeah, so those two characters are fine. This is the weapon that you did for a character. Again, I think it's texturing, Chelle. I think the texturing is what's looking a little bit weird because, again, the low poly looks good. Bakes look good. It's just the material description that you're using here. It looks very flat. It looks like dry plastic instead of like shiny plastic. So I'll probably work a little bit more on that. And then we have another like one right here. I normally avoid or recommend not, what's the word? Not showing too many pieces. Oh, okay, this is the demo reel. Sorry. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because we got 3 pieces of the same character. But no, that's cool. Okay. Environments. Ooh, environments are tough, guys. Environments are tough. And the thing about environments is that we need to be very mindful about a lot of stuff. One of those things might be proportions, for instance. So the doors right here, they look very small. The ceiling looks very tall. And then these things right here look very big. So there's a lot of things like it doesn't look like a kitchen. This looks like a back room that you dressed like a kitchen. I like all of the props are nicely executed, but it's the composition of the whole thing. Like I've never been to a restaurant that looks like this, and I've been to some very bad restaurants, right? Some very bad like places. So unfortunately, this is not telling me anything because this looks like, yeah, that might be the kitchen, but I would expect to see more stuff over here, right? Like another piece of furniture that has like cups and plates and things like that. We do have the cash register, so we need to really go and look at the reference and see how this kind of stuff are arranged so that it really looks more like a complete element. I'm not sure this is the best piece here, Chelle. I might take it out, but I know it's on your portfolio. This I prefer. Like, I prefer this kind of presentation right here. This is great because you're presenting all of the assets that make up the kit. But I don't think that you were able to create a nice combination of all of the pieces. Now this one is Tanjiro. Wow, I didn't see Tanjiro at first. Definitely on the Uncanny Valley side of things. He's definitely on the Uncanny Valley. I know you were trying to do realistic proportions from the look of it, but he looks very creepy, man. That looks very, very weird. The hair is nice, and even the textures, like, again, your technical execution, Chelle, is looking very, very nice. But it's the approach to this particular character that I think it's not working perfectly. So yeah. There's another question that we get often is like, should I include my traditional stuff like drawing, painting, and that kind of thing? Normally you don't need to include that. It's good to have it here and there, but unless it's really good, this one is really good. The Leal one is really nice. You really don't need it. So take out any of the things that are not really up to the level, like this one right here. This one was done last year. You are way beyond this skills right now. Like, I can see it with your characters up here. So you really don't need this kind of stuff, okay, Chelle? This is something that can definitely be cleaned up here from your portfolio so that you only keep the best stuff. Same for some of these characters. Like, again, this one, it's a little bit stylized. I have a couple of friends who work at this company called Genies, and they do this kind of like stylized characters, like avatars for WhatsApp and Facebook, right? So that one I might keep. This one I feel like it's not complete. I think it's just poly paint, right? And there's some issues with the anatomy, so this one I will probably take out. Especially because you have a very nice one right there. This one looks very nice. Yeah, definitely stylized. Now, here's another, like the final advice that I'm going to give you, Chelle. If you want to be stylized character, look for companies or projects or like productions that have a specific style and approach that style. Like, really try to nail that particular style, because right now I feel like the style that you're trying to go for is all over the place. This one looks, I don't know, maybe a little bit like DreamWorks. This one looks way more realistic. This one looks very, very like big eyes, very fantasy, like super stylized. So there's a like, I don't see the style that you're specifically going for. It looks a little bit all over the place. So I would probably take a couple of this ones out and focus on this ones right here that are your strongest pieces. Let's see, did I miss a question? When it comes down, this is from Wolfgrill, says, when it comes down to concepts, you will always come across issues like the unclear part or things that are not making sense. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I wish I could have studied 3D or animation. Rather, I could only afford architecture. Learned all the rest on my own, but definitely people who did on University of 3D have big advantage with mentors. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Satlan. If you've done architecture, you're going to have a lot of knowledge about like proper construction things that 3D artists do not have. Like, that's one thing that I realized after I graduated, that the more I wanted, or if I wanted to know more about the world, I needed to understand other parts of the careers, right? So if I'm doing anatomy, I need to understand anatomy not only from the artistic perspective, but sometimes even from like the medical perspective. If I want to understand architecture and buildings, I need to understand it not only from the 3D perspective, but also from the architectural perspective. So all of that information is valuable. Everyone has their own path, so don't worry about that. The only thing I noticed is that it seems not to go to the highest or lowest values in the pixel nodes, which could enhance the result. Kowo. Yeah, if you mean the texturing, I agree. Oh, my beanie is all... You guys didn't tell me that my beanie was not on the right spot. I look like a crazy guy now. There you go.